Hi everyone, hope you're all enjoying the festive season. Today I'm going to be doing a review of another Doctor Who action figure from Wave 1C of the Series 6 figure line, and as you can see it is the 11th Doctor with beard. Now this is how we briefly saw the 11th Doctor in the opening of Day of the Moon, with his beard, tweed jacket, white shirt, bow tie, trousers and shoes. This is our second 11th Doctor figure with a beard. The previous one we got was the 11th Doctor with beard and straight jacket, which we got way back in late July and early August this year. This figure doesn't actually come with any accessories. I was expecting it to come with a sonic screwdriver. Still a very good figure by itself though, and before we take a closer look at it, we're going to quickly take a look at the packaging. Okay, so if we take a look at the front, we can see it is pretty much just as normal for Series 6 Wave 1C figure packaging. You've got the plastic bubble in the middle containing the figure, then at the bottom you've got the new Doctor Who logo and the name of the figure on the card. Also at the top we've got a little bit of information about the figure, and then on the back it shows you all the figures from Wave 1C and the usual product and company information. Okay, so that's it for the packaging, and now we're going to take a look at the 11th Doctor with beard. Okay, so here we have the 11th Doctor with beard from Wave 1C. Now, this figure is pretty much just the Wave 2 version of the 11th Doctor with the white shirt, with the head from the 11th Doctor with straight jacket on top instead of the new 11th Doctor figure head sculpt. However, the head sculpt on this figure is slightly different to that of the 11th Doctor with straight jacket, and we're going to quickly do a comparison of the head sculpt of this variant to the straight jacket variant now. Okay, so here we have the 11th Doctor with straight jacket alongside the 11th Doctor with beard. Now, you may think that the head sculpts of these two figures are exactly the same. Well, actually, they're not. If we take a look at the 11th Doctor with straight jacket, we can see that his beard is a fairly light brown colour, almost ginger in fact. And then if we take a look at this 11th Doctor variant's beard, we can see that his beard is a darker brown with some dots of black paint on top, which I think have been put on to make the beard look a bit more accurate and also a bit more detailed. Also, we can see that the pupils of this 11th Doctor variant are a lot smaller than that of the 11th Doctor with straight jacket. I quite like the fact that the head sculpts of these two figures have got their differences. When I first saw the 11th Doctor with beard, I literally thought their head sculpts would be exactly the same, but now having this figure and realising that the heads are not the same, I'm really happy, because it is nice to have some differences when you've got two figures with the same head sculpt. I think the 11th Doctor with beard has the best head out of the two, because it definitely looks a lot more accurate and it definitely has a better likeness. Okay, so that's it for this quick comparison, and now we're going to start taking a look at the detail work and sculpting of the 11th Doctor with beard, and he just fell over. Okay, so as usual, we're going to start off by taking a look at the head sculpt. As I said in my review of the 11th Doctor with straight jacket, I think this head sculpt has a really good likeness of Matt Smith. All the facial features have been painted really nicely, especially the eyes with those really nicely detailed pupils. The hair is really nice as well. It's been sculpted really well and it goes quite long at the back. I really like the way it's been painted as well. It's been painted dark brown on one layer and light brown over the top, which really does help to make it look that extra bit lifelike. I really like the beard on this 11th Doctor variant as well. It definitely looks a lot more accurate than the beard of the 11th Doctor with straight jacket, with the dark brown colour and the black dots, which also help to make it look a little bit more detailed and a bit more lifelike. That's pretty much all I have to say for the head sculpt for now. Really nice, great likeness of Matt Smith. Really like the beard and the hair. Okay, so let's begin with the tweed jacket. Now, this is the same as the Wave 2 11th Doctor's tweed jacket. It's a fairly dark brown colour. It's got the same usual detail, like the pockets on each side, the holes where the buttons go through, the two buttons here, the creases help to make it look very lifelike, and the nice dark elbow pads at the back, so you can expect the same brilliant detail and great paintwork on this 11th Doctor's tweed jacket if you're planning on buying it and you've got some of the other similar variants. I do think it could have been a bit better though if it was painted with a light brown colour, because I'd say that the tweed jacket the 11th Doctor wore in Day of the Moon was quite a lot lighter than this, and I think if it was a bit lighter it'd look a bit more different to the Wave 2 11th Doctor figures, and it would also look a bit more accurate. Still brilliant the way it is. It's been sculpted and painted really nicely, and the detail on it is absolutely superb. Then if we move on to his shirt, we can see that it is just a plain white shirt like the one we got on the 11th Doctor with Stetson. It's got the same usual detail as well, like the creases, the buttons going down the middle. I think it looks really nice just the way it is, but I think it could have been better if perhaps the buttons stood out a bit more. I'm not sure why this is, but on this figure they just don't really stand out as well. This top button just seems to blend in with the rest of the shirt, and then the others don't really seem to stand out as well. I'm not sure why this is. I'm thinking it's maybe because they've been painted over the top quite a lot with a lot of white paint. I mean, you can tell that they're there, but they just don't stand out as well. So I think if they stood out a bit more, the shirt would look a bit better. And I think maybe if it had a slight light blue colour, it'd look a bit more accurate as well. But it still is very nice the way it is. It looks really good with just a plain white colour, and it stands out really well against the tweed jacket. And then if we move on to his bow tie, we can see that this is the same burgundy bow tie we got on the 11th Doctor with Stetson figure. The sculpting of it is brilliant. It's been painted really nicely and carefully as well. However, I do think it could have been better if it was more of a dark blue or perhaps a purple colour, because that was actually the colour of the 11th Doctor's bow tie in Day of the Moon, I believe. I mean, I really like this burgundy bow tie. In fact, I go as far to say that the burgundy bow tie is my favourite 11th Doctor bow tie, but I do think it would have been a bit better if it was painted with a purple or a dark blue colour, so then it would look a bit more accurate, so then it would look more like the one he wore in Day of the Moon. Still is very nice the way it is. And now we're going to take a look at his trousers and shoes. Now the trousers on this 11th Doctor figure are pretty much the same as usual. We've got loads of creases going around them, helping to make them look very lifelike. We can see that they are folded up, down at the bottom as well. They look absolutely fine the way they are. They've been sculpted and painted very nicely. Then if we move on to his shoes, we can see that they are a nice glossy black colour. They've got some really nice detail on them as well, like the patterns on the sides and also the laces, which you can just about see there. So that's all the detail of the 11th Doctor with beard. A very highly detailed figure with some really nice paintwork. And before I give a summary of my thoughts on this figure, we're now going to take a look at his articulation. Okay, articulation. His head can go from side to side, can't do a 360-degree turn, but it doesn't really need to. The arms can do a 360-degree turn at the shoulders, and because they have those brilliant new ball joints, they can move outwards as well, so you can put him into some regeneration poses. The arms can also do a 360-degree turn at the biceps. They can move up at the elbows. The hands can do a 360-degree turn as well. Lower body articulation. You can turn at the waist 360 degrees very nicely as well. The legs can go outwards from the top, bend backwards and forwards from the top, swivel 360 degrees at the thighs, and also the legs can bend at the... So that's all the articulation of this 11th Doctor variant. I think the articulation of this figure is absolutely fine the way it is. Really like the fact that it has those new ball jointed arms which we saw on the Wave 2 11th Doctor figures a few months ago. The articulation doesn't need any improvements in my opinion. The detail on this figure is also very good. Really pleased with the amount of detail on the head sculpts and on the clothes. The paintwork is very good as well. So overall, I think the 11th Doctor with beard is a very nice addition to my Doctor Who figure collection. This is a very good figure for scene recreations and a very, very good variant for Figure Adventures. This is definitely a figure you could get very creative with. As I said before, the detail on this figure is absolutely brilliant, as well as the paintwork. The head sculpt is absolutely brilliant. It's got a great likeness to Matt Smith. Really like the fact that it has a darker beard than the 11th Doctor with straight jacket. Definitely looks a lot more accurate this way. The clothes look absolutely brilliant with all the great detail and pattern they have, especially the tweed jacket, the shirt and the trousers. However, I do think this figure could have been better if the tweed jacket was a bit lighter and if the bow tie was either dark blue or purple instead of burgundy, because then this figure would look a bit more accurate in my eyes and that would definitely make it a bit better. So if I was to give the 11th Doctor with beard a rating out of 10, I'd say I'd give him a 9 out of 10. He's a very good figure, it's got great detail, paintwork and articulation, but as I said before, I do think he could have been better if he was a bit more accurate with a lighter brown tweed jacket and also with a dark blue or purple bow tie instead of the burgundy one we've got on this figure. But it still is a very good addition to my collection and I'd highly recommend it to anyone who is a fan of the 11th Doctor Matt Smith or someone that is collecting Series 6 figures out there at the moment. And that is pretty much all I have to say for my review of the 11th Doctor with beard. Hope you've all enjoyed watching this review, and if you wish to share your comments on this figure, please feel free to do so in the comment section below, or perhaps in a video response you may like to make, or maybe one you've already made. Thanks for watching, YouTubers, and I shall see you again soon. Not sure what my next Doctor Who figure review is going to be, but I can say that I do have some more Batman figure reviews on the way. My next review is going to be of Harvey Dent from The Dark Knight, and then Two-Face, and then possibly the survival suit Bruce Wayne figure. I will also be doing some more Doctor Who figure reviews in the near future too, so don't get worried about me getting carried away with the Batman ones. I will be doing some more Doctor Who ones very soon. I've got some time to do reviews at the moment, so I might as well do some more Doctor Who figure reviews for you guys out there. Thanks for watching this review, and I shall see you again soon.